that one. Let's kick it off with Dave.
So who are you?
I'm Jeff Henshaw, executive producer for Xbox's digital entertainment projects.
Ooh, and who are you sitting with?
I'm sitting with my friend Dave Alves.
And where do you work?
I work over in the Media Center team doing all the Media Center extender stuff.
Ooh. And I of what I've seen of the Xbox 360, I got my first look Thursday night. So
Excellent.
The two of you are working on some cool stuff together, right? That's why we sort of here.
Definitely. Yeah, both of the teams have been working for about 3 years now on various projects that started out with Media Center Extender for Xbox One,
right?
Which was a combination of hardware and software, some new software for your Xbox and for your Media Center PC, as well as a new remote control and dongle that went on the front of Xbox One that allowed you to take all of your digital photos, digital music, and live and recorded television experiences on your Media Center PC and extend them to your Xbox so that you could enjoy them on your high-def TV with your surround sound system in your living room.
Yeah. Now, on the Xbox One, you didn't get the full Media Center experience, right? Yeah, I mean, if you had the Media Center plugged right into your HD, you would get animations and some other things.
So with Xbox One, we gave most of the value that customers were asking for, but you could almost view it as a dry run to make sure that the Xbox 360 version was really, really right.
Okay.
So because we shipped the Xbox One version, we found out not only things like high definition that people want, but customers wanted to be able to turn the Xbox 360 device off with the remote control.
That's a nice email sound, by the way.
Which you couldn't do with Xbox One. So we've been able to take all of those learnings and get things really right. Not only do we have high definition, not only do we have animations, but all the little kind of finishing touches, like having a remote control, with a green button to launch Media Center Extender.
They showed me the remote control last Thursday.
Yeah, one right here if you want to take a quick look at it.
So that comes with the Xbox?
Yeah, this will come with the Xbox system. It's really nice because it's got the Media Center start button right on it, so you can get to the top level of your Media Center experience with one button. It's got keys that'll map to my pictures, my photos, my TV, so you get really quick and easy navigation through the entire experience. And one of the other things that I think we did really right with Xbox 360 that you didn't hit is it's built into every single box, both the Xbox 360 system and the core system as well.
Now, why would you guys do that? I thought Xbox is a game machine, right?
Xbox is totally first and foremost a game machine, and that's what we've poured the majority of our effort behind with the Xbox 360 wave, is getting those games into high-def mode, both 720p and Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound for every single game in the 360 library. And we've got a really great launch lineup of games that are really gonna feed that core gaming audience in some exciting ways. But with Xbox 360, we've also got some real opportunities to build value into the system for an even broader audience.
Okay.
So the built-in Media Center Extender functionality is an example of work that we've done to make it so that 360 will also really appeal to some of those digital entertainment enthusiasts that might not be the hardcore competitive gamers.
Yeah. I'll be honest, my wife is really excited about the extender because she hates the ugliness of a PC, right? Actually, you got a Mac under here.
Fanning,
there's another one.
There. Yeah,
there's another one down there.
There is a PC down there.
So I have a PC that's like that up in my office, right? And it's a little bit noisy, it has fans on it and stuff like that. And then I have the Xbox downstairs hooked up to my TV screen, right?
Yep.
And my wife likes the look of the Xbox. It's quieter, and it doesn't look like a PC. It doesn't look like an office kind of piece of equipment.
One of the awesome things that we've done, you can actually get Media Center PCs that are really sleek and very elegant. I mean, there's a lot of these on the market.
That's true, but they're much more expensive.
They tend to be more expensive.
Yeah.
With the extender, you can get additional value in a couple ways. One, you can buy one of the lower price point PCs that's going to go in the den or go in a bedroom or the basement, yet still have access to all of that through the little bit more chic, a little bit more elegant Xbox.
Yeah.
The other thing that I think is of huge value is you can buy one Media Center PC and extend that experience to a number of different televisions in your house without having to buy additional PCs to go with each television.
Ooh, that's interesting. So if my son has an Xbox in his room and I have an Xbox downstairs, can we be watching different content on the Media Center?
You could be watching different content or the same content. Up to 5 different televisions at once. So even if you have...
Could we watch the same content but at different places in the content?
Yes.
So I could start CSI at 10 o'clock and my son could watch it at 10:30.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Whoa. So now you can understand how you can serve from one cable box a lot of video to different rooms.
Exactly,
in the house.
and you don't have to pay another $5 a month to be able to get that TV in another room. You don't have to pay, all the kind of fees that you get through the network operators.
And you only have to set up your recordings in one place. Like one of the things that really bothers me about today's set-top box DVRs that you get from TiVo or the cable company is that if I want to watch Alias in the basement and Alias in the bedroom, I have to go manage 2 different recordings, and I have to remember to set the season pass in 2 different places, or else I don't get to watch it wherever I want. With Windows Media Center and Xbox 360 extenders, I set one recording in one place, and I get to watch it anywhere. It's extremely convenient.
And we get cool things like what we call the Follow Me feature, where if you're in the family room, you're watching a show, you're halfway through the show, it's midnight, you're kind of tired, you go, you stop it, you go up to your bed, and then you can continue playing where you left off. So, you don't have to do any special thing in terms of creating a bookmark or syncing or copying a file. Right. It just follows you where you were. And kind of the main model that we pursued on this is forget about the device for a second. Forget about thinking of something as a PC or something as a game machine, but think about the person. And there's different kinds of entertainment that a person likes. They like gaming, they like television, they like movies, they like music, they like pictures. So what is the best way of being able to get all of that entertainment in the same place to somebody? And there's not that many game machines out there, and there's only one that's the best in the world, Xbox 360. So how do we bring the best of television, the best of movies, the best of pictures to Xbox 360? And that's what we've done with Media Center and the Media Center Extender connection on it.
It's real interesting. So you get this out of the box. You don't have to buy any new software or anything like that.
It's all built right in. Not only the extender functionality and the ability to send your music photos and high-definition television around your home in ways that are really flexible, but you also get to do all of that while you're online with Xbox Live.
Okay.
So whereas today's gaming brings gamers together online via Xbox Live, gives you the ability to have real-time voice chat, leave voice messages, send game invitations, Media Center Extender being built into 360 also gives you that degree of connectedness while you're watching TV or enjoying your music and photos.
So I could be watching CSI with my son, but my son lives with his mom down 1,000 miles away, and I could be talking with him on Xbox Live.
Exactly. You
while
can voice chat with him
TV?
while you're both watching TV. Exactly. Or if one of your friends is online playing a game, and you're watching a DVD movie or a recorded television show or looking at a photo album on Media Center, your friend can send you a game invitation and invite you to come and play with them, and you'll get that invite in the middle of your Media Center experience.
Okay. Can people subscribe or help me subscribe to TV shows through Xbox Live? I doubt they can, right? So
help you subscribe.
Yeah, or is there any way for my son to say, "Hey, I just saw a new TV show. You better subscribe for it for next week"?
Not right now. I mean, you can send them an instant message. Say, look at it. But there's problems where different regions have different channel lineups, and we support international. So, like, if you want to be talking to someone in Japan, you can talk to someone in Japan, and they don't get all the same shows in Japan as they do in the States. So, we're looking in a future world on being able to do things like that. But
and you can't change. You can't share a video through the Xbox Live.
No, it's not sharing it across the net. Okay. We're very respectful of the copyright holders' rights, as well as user rights. So we'll allow you to chat while you're both watching the same show, or you can send a message to a friend, like Dave mentioned, a video message or a voice message or a text message to let them know about it, but it's not something that you're streaming in between each other.
Can I grab stills off the screen or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So I'd have to use some other system to show a still or something like that. Wow. What kind of network do you need to make this work? So I have a media center up in my office, and I'm going to have an Xbox 360 down in my living room. What kind of network do I need?
Yeah, Media Center and Media Center Extender on 360 will work over wired or wireless networks. Okay. For a wireless network, you really want 802.11a, which will be included with the Xbox 360 wireless network.
Why A? Because A is really hard to find. I went around this town looking for A networks.
A is getting increasingly easier to find, and the reason is that the A standard for 802.11 is housed in a different spectrum than B and G.
Okay.
So that spectrum is isolated and not as subject to interference from other devices in the home,
Yeah.
and it just has better bandwidth.
Yeah, there's some
So-
my phone internet.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's
The,
right.
the
My-
bandwidth is about the same, but it turns out that there are major sources of interference on 802.11b and G, which is the 2.4 gigahertz
Microwaves and
Yeah.
wire
microwaves, and
dryers
there's
and
like there's
phones.
this one Panasonic cordless phone that will just drop your signal to nothing.
Yeah.
And if you're on a laptop and you're
I have
browsing
one
a
of
web
those phones,
page,
so I know that pretty
Yeah.
intimately.
like if it takes you another 3 seconds to load a web page because a microwave went on and off, most people don't really care. But if someone's watching a television show and TV freezes for 3 seconds, that's a pretty big deal.
yeah.
But one of the things that we've done with Media Center Extender is we've made it very scalable. So both at the first time that you set up the connection between the Media Center PC and Xbox 360, and also we do it in real time when you're streaming television, is we will test that network connection, whether it's wired or wireless, and we'll be able to say, you have enough bandwidth to do high definition streaming and it's consistent over time.
Okay.
Or if you have a particular system where you get lower bandwidth, it'll say, well, we found out that you can do standard definition television, but if you want to do streaming of high definition television, you're going to have to get a better network. And then you can go to a web page on your PC and learn some more about how to get better networks in your house.
So G would probably work fine
G
as long
will
as you
work.
don't have the interference.
G will work great for pictures and music, and
Okay.
it'll work very well for standard definition television for the most part, provided you don't have any interference.
Okay.
For high def, I really, really recommend 802.11a or Ethernet, which is
Yeah.
what I use at my home.
Now on Ethernet, do you find you get a better quality picture or anything like that? Or is it
It's
just
not-
the picture might freeze if there is interference on the wire?
Wired and 802.11a are really comparable in terms of quality. You're not necessarily going to see a quality difference between the two. What you're going to find is that with wired, you just never ever have any interference problems. You never have any drop pixels. You never have any pixelation. 802.11a is still going to be almost as good. You're not going to have the interference that you have with G, where G is going to be degrading potentially frequently if you've got bad interference.
Got it. What else do I need to know about what you two have been doing? How did you guys get together? I mean, how did this project start? How did this collaboration start? Because for people who don't understand how Microsoft works, really it's like separate companies under one roof almost. So
Yeah, and-
getting really, there's two companies here, right? Two
In a
groups.
lot of ways, there are two companies, but also in a lot of ways, Xbox and the 360 group are just a part of Microsoft. We all worked in Microsoft before we came to Xbox for the most part. So, Dave and I have known each other, and we've got mutual friends that we've worked with on multiple projects over the course of the past years. In fact, Joe Belfiore, one of the managers over on the Media Center team, and we worked together on Internet Explorer back in the late 90s, mid-late 90s. I say that as if it were 100 years ago. And so, Dave and I and a couple mutual friends have gotten together for beers regularly, at least once a month ever since then. And we'll talk about the stuff that we're working on now. We'll throw ideas around from time to time. And occasionally an idea will come up that just makes a ton of sense. So we can go back to our respective groups and build some support for it and actually get traction on it.
Xbox 360. What else do I need to know? I mean, we've gotten a tour of the box. HD seems like it's going to take off. Now, Media Center today doesn't really support HD in all modes, right? Explain to me what is happening in the Media Center right now, and
Okay,
I'm sure.
so right now, if you're in North America, you can get ATSC, high definition television, which is the over-the-air, free signals.
Got it.
Coming up soon, we'll have cable. So if you're a cable subscriber and you have open cable, there'll be an open cable card in the PC, so you get your little smart card and plug it in and be able to get all of your high definition television, that way. But regardless of where it comes from, like in the future, we'll certainly have high definition movies that are available on online services like the Movie Link, Cinema Nows, or other kinds of services.
The other flexibility that we have is that Xbox 360 is built on top of very powerful software and services, in addition to a great hardware platform.
Yep.
So we can take some of the innovations that we've done on Xbox 360 outside of games, like the Xbox Live Marketplace, which is a place you can go and shop and browse and download content. We can get high-def movie content into the Xbox Live Marketplace as well, similar to what Dave was mentioning of downloadable high-def movies, and give you a great experience. But right out of the gate, we're going to have a great high-def story with both high-def games
Yeah.
high-def content available in the Xbox Live Marketplace, and high-def streamed movies and television from Windows Media Center Edition.
Wow.
That's this holiday.
That's killer. On the Media Center side, because I'm getting a Media Center from my office, right? And a Media Center is a standard old Windows XP box, right? You can use Photoshop on it. You can use Excel and
Media Center
Word
Edition
and
does
OneNote.
everything that you would want to do with Windows so far, plus more. Where you have your choice of modes. You can run it in the same mode where you've got what we call the 2-foot screen, where you've got your start menu in the bottom left corner, and you launch Photoshop, or you launch email, or web browsing, or all that stuff. And it also has the ability of local on that PC, or remoting out to a device like an Xbox 360, the extended Media Center experience.
Got it. So on the Xbox, I can't see the Excel. I can't.
Correct.
I can only just see the Media Center experience,
right.
Which lets me play videos, photos.
Generally, we
music.
find that people, when they're in an Xbox 360 experience, don't want to look at an Excel spreadsheet.
And Excel isn't the kind of tool that you're
I'm a
gonna
weirdo.
drive.
I just have to ask all the quizzes.
Yeah, but Excel's not the kind of tool that you're going to want to drive with a remote control
No.
or a gamepad. And the Windows Media Center user interface, specific to music, photos, and television and movies, is an interface that's been designed from the ground up to be extremely user-friendly, sitting back on the couch using those type of devices.
Right. Now I just got a Media Center keyboard, and that will only work with the Media Center box. That won't work through the Xbox, right?
It'll work with the Media Center PCs, not with
Got it.
the Xbox 360.
Okay.
There are two different remote controls for Xbox 360. There's the ones that Jeff showed, and there's a longer one that will have like the triple tap, kind of like your cell phone model, and also has number keys. So when you want to do something like search for a show, alias to record in the future, it'll be extra easy to type in, or at least if you've ever used a cell phone, it'll be easy to type in.
As easy as cell phone.
As easy as cell phones, yeah.
Since I'm probably going to be buying an HD TV sometime in the near future, because I think Xbox is going to look cool.
Definitely look
My
cool.
friends are already buying
I've seen
HD. And what do I have to look for in a TV to really make best use of both of your products?
So the best category of those TVs is going to be 720p native televisions.
Okay.
And that's what you really want to go focus on. And it's kind of get the best of those that you can afford. If you can only afford an ED TV, go get one. They're well under $1,000. They're out there, at all different price points. Just scale up to what you can afford, and if you can afford a 720p native set, it's definitely worth buying if you're looking for that true high-def experience and the best.
At Fry's, I don't remember seeing that on the front. Is there something I have to specifically ask to look at 720p
native TVs, exactly.
Okay.
And a lot of times they won't say, they'll just say high def or true high definition, but you really have to dig into the specs to see whether it's 720p native or not.
Okay.
The
What
good
price
news-
range are those in? Those are around $3,000.
Those really hit all price range. You can
Okay.
find 720p TVs down in the $600-800 range.
Really? Okay.
For smaller sets, this is actually a 23-inch 720p native Samsung television, and I'm actually putting out a 720p native signal on there. And these go for $600 to $800.
Okay.
You can go all the way up to $15,000 and higher for really high-end plasma and LCD TVs.
Yeah, that looks really nice. And text on these is really nice.
Super crisp, yeah.
So that's anything else I need to know about what to get, what to order when I get my
Dolby Digital
Xbox?
surround sound with audio.
Well, I already got
input right
that.
there. So,
Dolby Digital surround sound is important.
with optical in, yes.
Optical in, because you have optical out of the Xbox?
We do, exactly right.
Excellent.
It does optical out for audio.
Anything else I need? I think I've asked all my stupid questions.
I would, once you get your Media Center PC,
Yeah.
it's worthwhile going to what is called Online Spotlight and checking out the stuff that's on there, since there's more stuff than you'd probably imagine. Not only can you rent movies, over the internet, which is like same price as Blockbuster, but now you can get them in 10 minutes, which is less time than driving there and back. But they'll also have pages from things like Yahoo Video or MSN Video. So if you don't want to watch a news channel for an hour, you can just watch the latest clip of, Paris Hilton just announced she's not getting married. Or if you want to see the latest news update on Katrina Ye,
You still got a shot, right?
Still got her phone number for that T-Mobile Sidekick too.
All right.
I'm waiting until Angelina.
Yeah,
wakes up and
totally,
then-
totally.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff on there, from weather to news to music services to movie services, where both Media Center and Xbox 360 are really kind of ushering in the online world, to entertainment, where you had 8-tracks and you had tapes and CDs were a big thing, but think of how much people have moved in the past couple of years to get music online. We're not doing it just with music, but we're doing it with all of the entertainment that you would want.
One last question: is there a developer story here? I know there is for Xbox or for Windows Media Center, because like Greg Reinecker of NewsGator built a news aggregator, an RSS news aggregator.
Yep.
For Media Center, so I can
There's
look
an
at
SDK out there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of sites like thegreenbutton.com, which has got a big community around developers. Yeah, big developers.
And is there one on the Xbox or the Xbox?
There is. That's how the games get developed. We have
Yeah.
over 200 games for Xbox 360 under active development right now. It's a combination on the Xbox side of hardware and software, and it's a by approval development process. So the game publishers that have titles that are approved to be developed are the ones that get access to those kits.
Okay. Cool. Well, thanks for spending a little bit of time explaining the new world of home entertainment. Right.
Thanks for coming out.
And we're looking forward. Launch is November 22nd.
6 weeks.
And December 2nd in Europe, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to be in both launches. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Looking forward to having you there.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yes, and on October 14th we have the new version of Media Center coming out.
Ooh.
If you buy a Media Center edition, like right this second, there'll be a free update, to the version that comes out on October 14th.
Real quick, what's new about that? What's different about that update?
The biggest, most important thing is the support for Xbox 360. But there's additional things, like you're going to be able to buy a 300-disc DVD changer and get a My Movies portal where it'll have the same remote control navigation, where it'll show you all the cover art of your movies. You'll be able to sort by movie name or by actor or a number
And
of
I can
things.
get to all that through Xbox 360 as well?
The DVD changer doesn't remote yet, but everything else.
All right.
And for people that already have Media Center editions at home, is that update going to come down over the wire?
Yeah, free update on Windows Update for them.
October 14th?
October 14th.
I'll tell everybody to look.
It'll be a big Christmas.
Yay! Thanks, guys.
You bet.